Perhaps now is a good time to do a quick poll of everybody and see how they've gotten on with the material so far. Has everybody got to the end of the last day's material?
To be honest, I'm still, I had not make it to finish the serializers in full. So all of the people that end up in a group with me should know that.
That's okay. We only need to
That's okay.
Okay, that's looking.
But a lot of people have.
Yeah, that's looking quite positive.
Right.
So shall we begin then? If I share my window, you should be able to see an intro slide for today. So as we've said several times, so I'm sure you're aware, the format of today is quite different from previous days. So we're starting off with a section in a similar format where we're going to be looking at the things you have to do to prepare software for reuse and what it means for software to be reusable. So that will be working independently, the same as we have done before. But then I think around the end of the first page for today, we will be starting to group up and work on group exercises. So these group exercises, the focus initially is to assess someone else's software. So when we form that group, what we'll do is we'll ask the group to pick one repository among their members to be that group's repository. We'll then organize a swap of repositories between two groups, and you will assess the other group's repository and log some issues on GitHub that you think could be resolved and would make that software better. So we don't need to spend a huge amount of time on that, but we probably want to identify 7 or 8 issues approximately. If you find more than that, that's fine. If you find less than that, that's also fine, but that's what we're aiming for. After that, we'll swap back, so you'll get your repository back. And then as a group, you'll go through an estimation, a prioritization and an estimation exercise where you estimate the amount of time it would take to resolve each of those issues, prioritize them, and then with the remainder of the time that you've got left, we'll do a mini sprint in the groups to resolve as many of those issues as we can. So again, at that point, don't worry how far you get through it. You might finish them all, you might not. But this is really useful because this is quite a good approximation of what an actual development process looks like when you're in a team. If you haven't developed software as a group before, this should be very useful to you. And even if you have, hopefully some of the things we're teaching you about will be useful to apply to that working. So the point of today is really about practicing that working as a group on software and what that means for the process of software development. I've noticed in the Teams organization document, we don't have any repo URLs. So I'm assuming everyone is fine and no one needs the instructors to review a repo for them. So that's fine. If someone watching this video finds out that isn't the case, then ping us a link on Slack and we will review that for you so you can go and do something. If you can't get a review from the instructors and you do need someone else to review it, then what you could do is review the repository yourself, because only one of you in the group will have actually worked on that, so it will still be fresh to the other people in the group. So you could do that review internally if you need to. Okay, I think that's the main things. Does anyone have any questions about either process or any of the content we've seen so far that they want to ask now? Let's stop sharing my screen as well. No questions? Okay. In that case, Rachel, could we create a few more breakout rooms today? Maybe 10, I don't know, sufficiently many that they won't all be necessary. So thank you. So what we'll do is we'll go into the breakout rooms. If we have to rearrange people between them, we will, but that will be where our teams are working. So the instructors will be with you shortly. And good luck, everyone.